The wildly popular series Heated Rivalry is taking over your TVs and social media. It follows rising hockey stars Shane Hollander and Ilya Rozanov. The story begins with a secret fling between the two rivals and eventually turns into a years-long journey of love, denial, and self-discovery. So the series is based on the Game Changers book series. It's written by Rachel Reed. It has been so popular, it has averaged more than, listen to this number, 10.5 million viewers per episode. Whoa, in this country alone. And get this, according to the ticket-selling platform SeatGeek, weekly ticket sales for National Hockey League games increased 20% after the series release. Here's a look at the show.
So, this has nothing to do with Rose Landry?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, she was dressed very well, and so did her friends, but I just wanted to stop looking like I was always going to the gym. I've never really cared about clothes.
So, you and her are not...
We're not. She's great, but we're just not compatible, I guess.
Slacker. Jacob Tierney is a creator. He's the executive producer. He's a director. What can this guy can't do? He's also the writer of Heated Rivalry. Brendan Brady, no slouch either. He's an executive producer of the series, and we're happy to say they join us first on CBS Mornings. Welcome and congratulations, guys. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
I said I'm going to try not to drool because I love this show so much. I watch it because of all the heat. I go, what is this about? I don't think it's for me. I watched the first episode, then I watched them all. But it started with a book. I didn't even know that. Jacob, you read the book. What did you see that you thought this could be something?
Well, there's kind of two answers to that. One, okay. I love the book. I became a fan right away. It was one of the first romance books that I read, and I just really liked it. Rachel's a great writer. It's funny, it's sexy, but it's also really sweet and tender. And then I also what I said to Brendan once this kind of occurred to us to do is, romance is the kind of IP, everyone's looking for IP in Hollywood, right? Yeah. What's an intellectual property that we can get? And romance is really underserved. There's not a lot going on, and there was definitely none in this space. And this was a Canadian book, we're Canadian producers, and we thought this could be something, because what we knew is we would be the only ones out there peddling a gay, steamy hockey romance.
Yeah.
Every one of those words makes it less likely that it gets made.
Yeah, and when you make the pitch, Brendan, what is the initial reaction? Because I don't think you had a lot of takers in the beginning, did you?
Yeah, so when Jacob pitched me, I was taken back because we had started our company focused on comedy.
Yeah.
But ultimately, we also really liked the idea of genre, and romance is just a great genre, and it was underserved in a way that we immediately saw, like, there was something there. And ultimately, you get into business with creatives because you want to trust their visions. And Jacob was really excited about this, and I said, okay, if this is what you want to focus on, let's do it.
Yeah, but so many people said, no, you have to make changes. Weren't you told you have to make changes, and you said, no, that's okay?
Yeah, what was interesting about the show was that there was a lot of lean-in factor. You know, you pitch it again, like what I said before, no one else is pitching this show. Yeah. So a lot of people were like, tell me more about that. And then when they would read it, they were like, oh, you weren't kidding.
Yes.
And I was like, no, I wasn't kidding. And so we definitely had a lot of dancing to the edge of doing it with people who then backed away.
Yes.
Is that the way I don't know. I was told don't make double entendres. So I'm trying to focus on single entendres here if I can. And so we did, but we really did find the right partners in Crave, in our home broadcaster who I'd been working with. We'd both been working with for many years. I did a show called Letterkenny with them for a long time. And they trusted us, they trusted me, but they also trusted the material and the audience that already loved this.
Yeah.
Because what struck me was that there's a lot of people who think that they're smarter than the audience that loves the book. And I don't think they are. And I wanted to do it's a very faithful adaptation of this book.
But why do you think, guys, that it resonates so well with so many different types of people? Black, white, male, female, gay, straight. What do you think it is? I know it is for me. What do you think it is?
I think because it's very romantic.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is that it has the hallmarks and trappings of a real classic romance. Years of longing and yearning and trying to get together and do the right thing for each other and not being able to, and then eventually a happy ending. And so I do think that and what the show is that I think is a rarity in terms of a televised version of a romance is that it is laser focused on that love story. There's not a lot of diversion from it. And I think that's what the audience responds to, is kind of the intensity and the focus of the storytelling, because it's just, you're really watching Shane and Ilya miss each other and then meet each other.
Come together. What did you think, though, Brendan, when it started to click? Because I just think that it seemed to come out of nowhere for me. All of a sudden, everybody was talking about it. And it's my understanding you guys were literally working on it 10 days before we first saw it. So when it first started to click, what were you thinking?
Well, I was thinking we got to get another episode in the can so that we can now keep this momentum going, because we were delivering episodes 10 days before they were going online. So I think it was wild to be in this moment where we're just trying to make sure that we're getting the best possible show out to the fans. And then when it's finally delivered and that 6th episode aired, we had a moment to kind of look around and say, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And I remember very early on, Jacob, after the second episode or 3rd episode aired, he looked at me and said, I forgot that this is going to keep happening every week because we're so used to, delivering streaming shows, which all just drop on the same day.
Why are you guys making us wait so long for season 2? I'm really sort of irritated about that.
I know.
As lovely as you are, Jacob, why are you making us wait? Yes.
I'm doing it to you on purpose.
Yes. As is your way.
As is my way. No, listen, as I said, the reason is because we didn't know we were going to sell this show. We didn't know anybody was going to watch it. I had not written a 2nd season. I did not know I was going to get a 2nd season, but it's all happening. We're writing it now. We're getting ready to start shooting this summer, and there will be more Heated Rivalry on your TVs truly as soon as humanly possible.
And as I like to say, I'm going to say this right to the camera.
Give him a camera. Which camera? You got to give him one.
Hey,
it's 3.
Like the best parts of this show, just enjoy the yearn.
François Arnaud, we're happy to say, joins us now. Congratulations, bravo. I have to say, this was not on my bingo card, and when I heard, it's about 2 gay hockey players, it's a secret, I thought, well, it's not really my type of thing. But so many people started talking about it, I said, I have to watch, and then I'm so hooked, because it's so much bigger than a gay love story. There's the tenderness, the betrayal, the struggle. It's so cliche, but it just shows you love is love is love. That's what I kept thinking when I was watching this. What is it like for you in the middle of this heat right now, what this role means to you?
I mean, it's been a bit insane, to be honest, a bit overwhelming. We didn't expect it. We just made this show as a family. I've known Jacob, the creator, for 17 years. When he called me to do this, I fell in love with the script and the story. I just thought it just rang so true to me. I think even though it is a gay love story, I think it has mass appeal because we all live, I think, men live under the pressure of this masculinity and what that means.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people can relate to that. And I think straight men can relate to that. And I think a lot of women
can relate to
that because they've lived with men.
I know. But it's so funny because I'm listening to the dialogue. I go, I wish somebody would say that to me. Right. I wish somebody felt that way about me. I wish I felt like that.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
Where are they, François? That's a whole other story.
Speak up.
But this is another thing about it. I think that people who are watching it may think there's somebody, I believe, watching you right now that's feeling, I'm a closeted person. I can't come out. I wish that I had the courage to come out. Somebody right now is looking and will watch that and say, I think I can do it. Do you feel that?
Yeah, and I think that people who are in that situation, seeing this like such a positive reaction to the show, hopefully it tells them that it's okay.
Are people reaching out to you? Are you hearing these kind of stories?
Yes, I have been. I mean, some people reached out and said that it gave them the courage to say something and be themselves, or it changed their reaction to a family member doing that to them, and made them want to be more accepting and embracing of that. So
I see that.
So we got to talk about the sex, because the sex scenes are very steamy, and that's part of the what's been written about the series is how how much chemistry there is
Yeah.
between all of you on the show. And
Make
you
it
said
sound like
something
an
interesting.
orgy.
You said that it's not so much about the sex, it's about a portrayal of emotionally available men.
Agreed.
What does that mean for people who are wondering?
Well, I think the hook is the sex. You know, that's how the first 2 episodes start.
Yes.
They're very like
Even Marion, when we were watching it, she said,
Yeah.
"Is this the first episode?" And I said,
Yes.
"Yes, it is."
Yeah.
Did I play episode 5 by mistake? Yeah, and that's how they get people, and I think that's why it comes as such a surprise. I think when it becomes so emotionally affecting, and people
Yes.
think like I'm watching the hot hockey show, and oh wow, I'm crying now. Like what happened?
I know. I got all choked
yeah.
up a couple of times watching it. But what's interesting is this was just supposed to be a small show on a platform most of us haven't heard about.
streaming platform.
On a streaming.
Platform
Canada.
In Canada.
And kudos to HBO. They picked it up when?
2 weeks before the premiere.
2 weeks before.
And decided to air it on the same day.
Yeah.
As Crave, which is the Canadian streamer. And to be fair, though, I don't think this show could have been made in the U.S.
You
It
don't?
was set up at a big
Really?
streamer before, and they had so many notes and so many thoughts on what that show could be that Jacob decided to leave them and get it made in Canada, where it was, you know, granted a much smaller budget, but he was like, I can do the show that I want to make. And I think that's what people are responding to. And I think in a way, it's a huge lesson for Hollywood people. Like, this is like a niche show,
Yep.
niche theme, like no movie stars, and it's a much bigger sensation that like.
So he was getting a lot of notes. That's interesting about you.
So
Did you
yeah.
do-
Yeah, that's really interesting.
No kissing until episode 5.
No
Right, that's
kissing
what
till
they-
episode
Oh,
5.
That's not what we're doing. Yeah.
So it's been picked up for season 2, right? Which is
Yeah.
amazing. And at the heart of this story, in addition to Shane and Ilya, is your connection to Kip. By the way, we have these smoothies on, and in the scene that we showed, you could see the smoothie because Kip is a smoothie maker.
No, but you always come in on game day.
On game
Yeah.
day.
And you order this
smoothie, right?
with an extra banana.
So what would you
Cheers.
like to see? Cheers for Kip and Scott next season.
Well, seeing the clip now, I think Kip needs to stop working out.
What?
'Cause he's a smoothie boy. He shouldn't have that body. Like, he should look better than the hockey players. But
what's your hope for your character's arc? Because
Well-
I don't want to give away what happens
Yeah.
to the two of you, because you start out in the beginning of the first couple episodes.
Well, that kind
your
of gives it
cousin.
away right there.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is.
Yeah.
So you come out on the ice.
on the ice,
Yes.
yeah, epic moment.
Yes.
Well, I'm hoping to see what reality has in store for them. You know, a relationship between someone who's uber famous, has a giant platform, and someone who didn't choose that for themselves. Like,
Yeah.
there are still challenges that
Yes.
come with that. And so I think we might explore that angle, but I don't know. I can't
Season
say.
2 already picked up. I can't wait to see it.
too.
Continued success.
Congratulations.
I love that it's so unexpected and everybody's raving about it. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo,
Well
bravo.
done.